My cruisers. In this video, I'll be showing you 5 things I like and 5 things I hate about my ARB rear bumper. So let's go over the things I dislike about this bumper. First of all, the wiring on this thing, if you don't know anything about wiring, is a pain in the butt to install. So I had to have somebody wire it to my factory tow harness. I don't know if you guys can see right there. It's right up there. I'll probably put a red thing up there. So we had to wire it right there. And then the wires from the ARB is totally different. Like white is actually, I believe that's a ground wire. Instead of a, yeah, it's kind of weird because this is white, red, brown, yellow. So white is actually the ground, I believe, from what I remember. So first thing is the wiring. It's a pain in the ass at all. Second thing is I don't like is this thing can only hold, see right here I got two gallon roto packs. So you can only put like either two gallons or maybe 2 gallon and 2.5. That's probably all you got room for. Or a 5-gallon jug. To me, that's a waste of space. I mean, if you close this down, look, I'll close this down. Look at all this room. They probably could have made it all the way till here, you know, and you could put like, you know, four of these instead of just 2. So that's another annoyance to me, is they really weren't thinking about it. Just, I mean, if you're really serious off-roading or, you know, overlanding, you're gonna want more than that. For me, I mean, it's fine because I don't really go super far out. But I mean, if you're going super far out in the middle of nowhere, then I don't know if this is enough for you. Probably not. So that's the second thing. Third thing is these license plate mount. It's not universal at all. So I had to actually like ghetto rig this thing on here basically, because the American license plate, I don't know if it's Australians like that, maybe it's narrower, but this bolt only went till here, I believe. So I had to just do a tap in this bolt right here so that it would mount this rear view camera, which I got. And then I got a little bracket to hold the license plate right here underneath it. So ARB, come on guys. So that's number 3. Fourth thing is this thing is really a pain in the ass to install as well. And I mean that because when you open the bag, I don't know if I have a picture, but if I do, I'll probably put it on the screen. There's like 10,000 bolts you got to put together, and they don't even come in order. Like, so they'll just be all over in one big bag. Like all these bolts will be mixed with these bolts and these bolts. And I mean, if you don't know, even if you knew what you were doing, it's still going to take you some time to separate all the bolts together. So that's another thing about ARB is, come on guys, like, are you trying to make it user friendly? And they obviously aren't, because if they were, they'd put them in order, like numbered in each like small little baggies, right? And then each small little baggie probably had the same bolts, right? So you would know, like if you were going through it, you'd be like, all right, I need 2 of these bolts, whatever these are, whatever they name them, 8.6 or whatever, 8.3. Like all these little bolts, they all come in one big bag. So that's the 4th thing I didn't like about it. And the fifth and final thing I didn't like about this ARB rear bumper is I didn't like how they had the tire so far to this side. They should have made it closer, because I mean, look at this room right here. This is probably like what, a whole 12 to 20 inches of gap right here. If they closed it closer, I mean, this side's fine because it's not blocking that taillight. So this side, I mean, if you don't want to wire these up, if you eventually get these, just keep in mind you're going to be blocking this right side tail light. So the reason I ended up wiring it is because I didn't want to get in no accidents and somebody rear-ending me because they said they couldn't see me brake. Because I mean, look, if you're behind this vehicle and I brake, you're only going to see that one. If you're not paying attention, you're not going to see that light. and you might run into me. I mean, which would be fine because I got this and this, so it's not gonna touch. But you know, just to play on the safe side, and I don't want anybody rear-ending me, I ended up wiring that so people could see. That's another gripe I got about this bumper, is I wish they closed it out more so it'd be easier for people to see behind you. All right, so now we're gonna go on the light. So the first thing I like about this bumper is you can tell it's a really solid build. See that? That's not going anywhere. Okay, this is like full steel right here, whole thing. So you can tell it's very well built, very well crafted, just like the front. I got the front ARB bumper as well right here. If you want to see the full review of the whole rig walkthrough, I got a link up here. Link that in the description as well. But yeah, the whole rig is pretty much solid. That's the first thing I like about it. The second thing I like about it is it's easy to open this thing. Like these things, it has gas struts, so you don't really need to pull them out. Like once you slam it, you know, you open it. See, right, that was like 2 fingers right there, and I opened that thing up. So that's the thing I like about that. And third thing I like about it is the customability of it. So I have the tire on this side and the gas holders on that side. You could even order the kit which puts it on this side and the gas can on that side, or you could run just 1 tire carrier and nothing over here, or you could run 2 tire carriers. So that's the third thing I like about it, is the customability. Fourth thing I like about it is the lights. I mean, some people don't like them, but I think it just gives a different look, because if you look at all the rear bumpers, Dobinson, 4x4 Labs, you know, just to name a few, Delta, none of them, I don't know if they have lights. I think the Dobinson's might have lights, but these lights, I just like the circular look of them. Kind of gives them that old school feel, you know. So I just like the way it looks. Some people don't like them, but I do. And the fifth thing I like about it is just the fit and finish. Like all the little details, like this little thing, which makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. Like, how are you supposed to pull this? Look, I have small fingers and I can barely get my fingers between there. So I don't know what that's for, but to me, it kind of looks cool. It just like gives a little extra touch, you know what I mean? And there's one back here too. I just used it to secure these on there. But yeah, this is a little thing too. The fifth thing I like about it, I guess I conclude that with the fit and finish, is see this gap right here? Some people might not like this gap in between, you know, the spare tire holder and the gas can. But this thing is securely fastened, like, see? Once it's in there and you're on the trail, it's not touching. This thing isn't touching. Even though it's like close. Like other bumpers, I believe the 4x4, it'll flex. So like if you're on the trail, it'll end up touching this. This thing doesn't touch at all. So like once it's on there, you know, it's not moving. So I was able to use this mount. This is actually for high lift jack, but I mounted it back here since there was room to put it. So I mean, that's a little tip if you get one of these. Just get one of these high lift jack mounts, or even just a smaller mount. If I were you, I'd get a smaller mount and just bolt it on here like I do. That ain't going anywhere. So that's the 5 things I like about it, 5 things I dislike about it. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.